everybody, welcome to another Flower Club video. It's been a whole year. We've been one whole journey around the sun or the moon or the planets. You know how it goes. Anyways, nice to have you here. I'm going to try and keep it as quick as I can this week because I do know that I can go on a bit. But you will be getting your spring delivery tomorrow, Wednesday. If you're not going to be home, leave a bucket out. Or if you don't want to be disturbed, just leave a bucket out and they'll be plopped straight in the bucket. And yeah, this week this quarter, I thought we'd have a go at doing a handheld bouquet, which you then put into the vase, which will I have a go at spiraling the stems, so you can see the nice spiral of the stems when it goes in. Most of you have been doing this for a year now and you've been practicing your skills, so I reckon you can give this this spiraling a bit of a crack. So you'll be receiving some beautiful local roses. Everyone's got different colours again because, you know, I like to. Beautiful roses, local, grandiflora, lovely. You'll be getting some wax flowers from all the way from WA. You'll get some amazing sweet pea. Our foliage this time is ruscus. Ruscus is the best, hardly ever used. It's just not that popular, but you know, I like it, so I'm going to use it. It's really long lasting. It would last weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, like 4 or 5 weeks, as long as you recut the stems, keep the water clean, blah blah blah. Really hardy, I like it. So ruscus, and we've got a bit of jasmine to give it a bit of spring whimsy. I only put a little bit of jasmine in everybody's thing, in everybody's parcel, because I know that some people are allergic. I didn't want to go too crazy with it, so if you're allergic, just fling it, give it to your neighbour, whatever. Anyways, it's pretty and I like it. So, and the vase that I'm going to use is just a cylinder vase, always with water, obviously. So, the thing with spiraling the stems, and obviously, before I start my rant, you clean the stems of everything with your rose strippers that you would have got when you first joined up. Strip all the thorns off and the lower leaves. You can use them for the ruscus if you like, otherwise just use your hand. Another good thing about ruscus is that it doesn't make much of a mess. Few leaves and it's gone. Nice, straight, clean stems. So everything has the lower stems stripped, lower stems stripped. The sweet peas don't have any things at the bottom, but it pays to just sort of detangle them before you get started because you are going to have your hands full. And with your wax flowers, they sort of come a bit like this. I need to put my glove on to strip the wax flowers because I cut myself yesterday and I had a sore finger. So, but you can, rather than try and work around a stem like that, pull all these ones off. Ta-da! You think, oh, that's dreadful. But you're really just giving yourself extra stems to work with. So they're quite a good length still, those bits that are left on it. Give them a strip. Ones like that are probably okay. And yeah, I wouldn't bother snapping those in half, we'll just use that. But now I obviously did these earlier. But yeah, all the lower stems stripped of the lower leaves, and anything with too many branches have been pulled apart. Well loved glove. I'll get rid of him. Alright, so with a hand tied situation, and the point of the spiraling is, number one, it looks nice in the vase, in a clear vase, but the flowers sit really well when they are all going in the same direction. You know, when we do things in a vase, when we put things straight in a vase, we sort of cross the stems over to create a base, and then we build upon that. With a hand-tied bouquet, you obviously don't have the ability to cross things over. So you do it as you go, and that means when you pop it in the vase, it will hold its shape rather than if you were just to bunch everything up together and plop it in, it would all just flop. So you put the flowers where you want them, and the spiral of the stems holds them in place. It's a little bit tricky and it takes some practice. So if at first you don't succeed, you try again. And I'm going to do a classic mixed style, and I know some of you, Sophie, looking at you, like more of an asymmetrical arrangement, but this is sort of your classic French style, cottage, country, round, symmetrical situation. So that's what we're doing. You are obviously free to play around and do whatever you like. And I'm not putting the jasmine in until the end, just if you're thinking, where's she going with this? Why isn't she putting the jasmine in? And you take it in turns. So I start with one piece of foliage, and I'm going to then pop in one stem of wax flower, one rose, and one sweet little sweet pea. So it's just a little cluster of one of everything, right? And all the stems have gone from left to right. And then I'm going to turn it. And I'm going to put in one more wax flower. I'm going to put in one rose, one stem of ruscus, from left to right, one sweet pea. Then we turn. And you sort of just look as you go and go, what do I need next? One stem of foliage, left to right. Can you see how the top of it's there and the bottom of it's here? And you see how the stems are all splaying out, left to right. I'm going to do one what's it called? Sweet pea. And one rose. See, we've started with a triangle. 1, 2, 3. So far we've got, lies, and one more wax flower. We want the roses to sit up a smidgen higher than everything else, because they're your key thing. And then you just build on it, one after the other, after the other, after the other. Always going left to right, always doing something new each time. One rose, one sweet pea, one ruscus, turn, and you look, oh look here, we've got a sweet pea and a rose, and a bit of ruscus, and there's some ruscus on this side. So what's it missing? It's missing a bit of wax. So let's pop in some wax. And a bit of ruscus in there. It's missing a rose. Can you see that? Let's put a rose in here. And as you start with your 3 central ones, and then after that you start to bring them down a little bit at the side, so a little bit lower. Place those roses a smidgen lower, and that helps give it a rounded shape. So not much lower, just a smidgen. Can you see how this one's sitting a bit higher than that one? Give it a turn. Needs a sweet pea, a wax, I think a wax on this side, and a rose. This one's got a very delicate stem. So he's better off used on an inner layer than an outer layer, because then the other flowers can support it. So I'm sure you get the idea. Just one after the other, and turn. Constantly rotating and constantly reassessing what needs to go. You can take things out and say, oh no, I think this should go here, that should go there. The ruscus there. And another rose. A little bit lower down than the one before it. And a sweet pea. And your hand gets a bit tired. I know. I have very strong hands. Florists are very tough. Another one. Another sweet pea. Turn. What am I going to do here? Wax. Rose. That needs a little something. Green. That needs a sweet pea in there. See how there's no sweet pea in there? I'm not doing a very good job of filming. A sweet pea there. I think another rose. So there's no real set system, because you're obviously checking as you go, putting what needs to go where when you need it. But can you see how all the stems are all going in the same direction? Every one I've put in has gone. I'm right-handed, so I'm holding the flowers in my left hand. I've then putting flowers in with my right hand. So I go from left to right, and when I turn it away from me. And I don't know why, but that does make a difference. If you try and turn it, I get clockwise and anti-clockwise mixed up. So if you turn it inwards, clockwise, I think, it's harder to do. So if you turn out, it's just easier. It's a little trick. When I was first learning, I was trying to turn it in, and it made my life difficult. And my teacher said, "What are you doing? Do it the other way." Just little things. I've used up all my roses now, but now I'm filling in all the gaps with the remaining sweet pea and wax flower. And my last bit of ruscus. And obviously you don't have to use all the wax or all the sweet pea, or even all the roses if you don't want. You can split them up and use them in other things. I don't like that one, it's going. You know what? Last sweet pea. You go in, you go there. Right. Now obviously it does not have to be perfect, because that's no fun. And a sort of a cottage style rambling posy is supposed to be a smidgen rustic, so don't get too carried away. What do you think? How pretty is that? Nice. So, let's put it in the vase. Where are my snips? Yeah. So we, obviously, it's going to sit, the bottom of these flowers, so here, is going to sit at the top there. So we're going to measure, pretty much. I just swept my floor and now I'm making a mess of it again. See, so that's about right. Ta-da. Look at that. Now, if the mouth of the vase is too wide, it'll all just go. But the fact that you've spiraled the stems means it will still hold its shape, and you'll be able to slide things in. And you see how that looks in the vase? Now, and if you want, if you've got really nice things out in your garden, nice camellia or Daphne, I know Jackie, one of our flower clubbers, she has an amazing garden. She has a beautiful Daphne bush in her front yard. You can fill it out with all those beautiful things. Any nice spring foliages, daffodils, jonquils, early tea, all that stuff that you see growing in everyone's garden. Whack it in. Right. Now, you have to detangle the jasmine. And this is all in bud. Some people's have, I'm looking at everyone's flowers down there, some people's have started to bloom. But yeah, this is in bud. You can clean off the bottom stems as per usual. Stick it in. Stick the stem in the middle. And just sort of work its way around like so. Which way am I going with this one? That's a good one, see? He can sit just there. And this just gives it a little bit of whimsy, touch of whimsy. Spring whimsy. Here's another one. I'll come from the other side, in the center, wrap it around, tuck it in. So as long as obviously the end stem is in the water, it'll be right as rain. And then just give it a little primp, reposition your roses so you're happy with where they are. And I'm not. Little tip with the roses too, sometimes they're a bit bent, so they're on a curve. For example, this one. Your temptation is when you put it in the bouquet to have it facing outwards, but if you can turn it so that it faces upwards and in towards the sun, you might say, it aesthetically looks a bit better. That's just a little tip. But there we have it. I'm not happy with this rose here. He's not facing towards the sun, so he needs to be turned. And that's a bit better. What do you reckon? Smells so good. Well, there you have it. Spring, cottagey, whimsical, colourful, fragrant, fresh, seasonal, all the good things. Have fun, enjoy. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I'll see you at Christmas time. Okay, bye.